You have a total of 6 minutes, Mr. Yahway. All right. No, ma'am, I only have 3 cards here, and I've called the names. Go ahead, Mr. Yahweh, you have 6 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As we look at the global countdown from 0 down to 0, it's very sad. I don't think that a lot of you was fetuses and babies and children. I don't think a lot of you were, because if you were, you wouldn't have the attitude that you have as it relates to what the so-called smart meter, radio frequency radiation, microwave surveillance device is what it is. And what they were saying that it causes fires, well, let me tell you what it does. It endangers the health, it jeopardizes your safety, and it also violates your constitutional rights, because it can tell who in the house, where you're at, where you're going, about your utilities, and you won't be able to cut it off. I told Mr. Collins some time ago, I said, Mr. Collins, I say, when you poison a man's children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, I said, civilized men go to war, and I'm no more, no less than another man. I don't know if y'all studied in the study as it relates to the subject matter we're discussing, but I did. Dr. Carpenter, she was talking about from the University of Albany, I gave her that information to get in touch with Dr. Carpenter. Dr. Carpenter is the director of environmental health at the University of Albany. He also is the co-author of Bioinitiative. Write this down, Bioinitiative 2012, which is a 34-volume of studies done by doctors and scientists all over the world. I also did research as it relates to the American Academy of Environmental Medicine. It brought forth the truth. Also, we know that there is fires. The instance that the young lady gave about South Memphis, I went down and investigated it myself. I talked to the neighbors next door. They said the same thing that she said. Yes, it does start. It does start fires. They was absolutely right about the cop-out. I got information that, and all we got to do is ask Mr. Collins to bring us the information as it relates to the cop-out and the process to be used to do it. What we are confronted with is a simple matter. We don't have any information because there's no transparency in light, gas, and water. The more I look at light, gas, and water, the more I look like I'm looking at pages coming out of Hitler's Mein Kampf. Well, of course, I know that we are now moving into the North American Union and et cetera, and we can see it begin to manifest itself more and more. My suggestion as it relates to this is what needs to be happening if you're concerned about the people. If you are concerned about the people, if you're concerned about the fetus, the children, the babies, because that's what I'm here standing here for now, because it seems like that y'all don't care about them. I can't even hardly believe that this is coming from the city council that we got to discuss whether or not we're going to save the life of children and babies because of something came up called a smart meter that come from from China. Just like the doggone fluoride, all of that stuff come from China. Why is China buying up the Waldorf Astoria? Is it that because of the fact that this is not America anymore, but the North American Union? Well, I don't know. I did a little study at the United Nations for 26 years, and I saw this comment. It's called UN 21. What we're looking at, look like to me, is garden patch and plot, and look like we're looking at something called cable splicer coming into existence. As far as I can see, based on 26 years of study at the United Nations. Last time I was at the United Nations, I left in '96, and I hadn't been back. The Spirit, when I was coming out the door, said, don't go back in the UN. And I didn't go back. Now I see why I didn't go back, and I thank God because I didn't go back, because I've been involved in that foolishness, and I've been on the wrong side of the equation. I'm very grateful to that. Please, I'm begging you along with them, help me and help us save the fetuses. And if I just had time, I could give you the documentation that come from Dr. Carpenter and come from my research, what it does to the brain, what it does to the body, what it does to the cellular structure. You'll be surprised. The information is that thick. I have Dr. Carpenter's testimony, and it's that thick, in fact, where he was testifying against the smart meters. Why don't we have these people? They don't mind coming here and tell you the truth about what's going on. And you can do your own research. I'll tell you, do this, and I'll be satisfied. Sit this off, have a public hearing right here in this room on the 14th of this month. And then let's go through it and share the information like intelligent people. Let's do that. That's all. I mean, for the sake of the children, for the sake of, let's just do that. Just have a hearing. Because none of you have did any study on it. None of you have did any research. I know that. But I have. Something like 5 years or longer now, just dealing with the smart meter, about 4 or 5 years. So I just want to share the information from not only just for my children, but if you got any grandchildren and great-grandchildren, it's for about yours too. I'm standing for them because they're not able to stand for themselves. Poor little babies, poor little fetuses, they're cracking their heads open and getting their brains out. Now they're going to kill them with the smart meter. They're going to kill them with the fluoride. It's ridiculous. Don't you all know that time is getting short? Time is getting short. You better make sure you're on the right side. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Mr. Yahweh.